Oh, oh, oh. I think we're recording. I think we're
All
good.
right,
Cool. I think we're good.
just jumping in there, diving right in.
Well, we could jump in. I could just dive right in.
Yeah,
I
it's up
want to
to
say
you.
this first. I have to record downstairs in my living room right now
Right.
because my girlfriend's on quarantine.
Hmm.
So she's having to work from home. So she's taking over the extra bedroom, which is like the unofficial toy room slash extra bedroom slash office area because there's a big ass desk in there where I usually record.
Yeah.
So she made the whole desk her desk for from work. So it's pretty much like
Right.
I have no room, so I have to come down here and like fit on my shitty kitchen table to try to
Yeah.
have room. Now I have this fucking like hotel picture background, like I'm like traveling, I'm homeless now. I'm having to travel from home to home. Meanwhile, Zach over
Your
here,
office has to travel. That's for sure.
yeah, obviously you have goldfish in your background. You got goldfish rocking behind you.
Yeah.
I can see it in your pantry. But Zach,
Dude, you guys stuck up during this fucking crisis, this pandemic that we found ourselves in. And what better way to stock up than a what is it? I feel like it's like at least like 2 pound box of goldfish. So,
what is your tactic been with grocery shopping?
oh, um, it's it's weird because I don't know because I've never really had to do it because during all of these things that I've been a part of, I've always been like a part of the news scheme because like even during the hurricane, it's like you're getting like some of the same stuff. Um, but I think I go for a lot of the for me, I just go for a lot of snack foods. Besides, like I mean, for like just for like the basic food, I would buy like peanut butter and jelly and bread and like do that. But then other than that, it's like because I could just eat like the same sandwich every day and it doesn't really bother me that much.
Right.
Um, but I think one of the biggest things is snack foods, and so I go for a lot of goldfish. I go for a lot of crackers, like peanut butter crackers, like grits and stuff like that. I'm a big peanut butter cracker guy. Let's see, what else is a big thing for me? It's bad because my aunt has started buying me Amazon pantry stuff since she found out that I'm living on my own in Florida. So she's been like every other couple of months, she's been sending me like Amazon pantry like care packages of
Man,
like
what a sick ass aunt, man.
I know, man. She's the best. I love her.
You gotta
But
tell you gotta tell
she
your
got
mom
me.
she's slacking.
Yeah.
You have like, yo, mom, or whoever's sibling it is,
Yeah.
how are you fucking up, man? How's
Yeah.
auntie taking care of me, but you ain't?
Yeah. Well, my mom said she was gonna buy me the because the one of the other things that we had talked about when we went to IKEA, and one of the things I've discovered with the couch is that I need what is it? Not like a footstool, but
Like an
like a
ottoman?
footrest or whatever for the couch.
Right.
Just because it's like I'm so fucking big and it feels like it's awkward for me to just like sit on the couch like this all the time. Like I like to like lay back.
Right.
So if I want to face forward, I can't do that like comfortably. But she said she was buying me a footrest, which was nice of her. But um, but my aunt got me hooked on fucking turkey sticks, like
What
turkey
the?
jerky shit like that.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh,
Like Slim
they're
Jim,
so good, sort of. But they're by
but
this
turkey.
this company called like Old Wisconsin or whatever. But they're like Slim Jims, but they're like turkey, and they also taste better than Slim Jims. So
Well, Slim Jims are trash.
yeah. But these things are really good. I'm like super fucking hooked on them, and so it's like every time I go to Walmart, I buy like because they sell them in like packs of 12, so I buy like two or three like 12 packs.
Damn,
I
man.
put those in my lunch like every week now because I'm like that hooked on them. So
I think for us, it's we can't go without Diet Coke
mm,
because my girlfriend drinks Diet Coke like she drinks water, or like she should be
yeah,
drinking water. So we have a Sam's membership where we pretty much just use it
to
because
buy Coke.
Sam's has $10 packs of 35 Coke cans of Coke.
Damn son.
So we go in, we buy 2 packs of those, and I buy a pack of some Diet Dr Pepper,
Yeah.
which is my favorite
The only
drink.
soda I could think of like that is Mountain Dew for me, which I
Yeah.
did buy Baja Blast Mountain Dew because they had zero sugar for like three
Oh,
bucks.
but
And I was like,
is it
ooh.
as good though as regular
I
Baja?
had a can last night and I was like, this still tastes like Baja Blast.
I might have to start buying that then if they have zero sugar Baja.
I know. I was surprised when I saw. It. I was like, oh, because I know that they've been doing like the regular cans of Baja
Hmm.
Blast for a while now, but I saw zero sugar and I was like, oh, yeah, I'll try
Yeah.
zero sugar. And I was like, yeah, not too bad.
Well, that's irrelevant to all this
That's true.
podcast. Guys, welcome to License to View. Welcome to LTV. This is a pop culture podcast where two best friends get together and talk about pop culture, movies, comic books, anime. I gotta start using my other camera, man, because like my your camera is not grainy. Mine's being grainy right now because of lack of light, I
I
guess.
honestly don't know why mine's grainy, because mine's as old as this laptop, and I feel like this laptop is like 5 years old, but it
It
still
could it
works,
could
I
just be my
guess.
fucking lighting, and I'm here in this dark ass room. I don't know, but like
Maybe.
I bought this fucking HDS camera webcam,
Hmm.
like $120. I barely use it, so I gotta get that. It's actually probably down here somewhere. No,
Maybe.
no, I think my girlfriend's using it for work. So shit. Okay, I'll figure it out. Next week I'll figure it out. Well,
We'll figure something.
okay, I got a burp. It went away.
Mm,
All right, guys, this is a pop culture podcast. Zach and I get
yes.
together, talk about a bunch of shit: movies, TV, anime, comic books, video games, whatever the fuck
True.
we're talking about. Pop culture shit. Zach, what have you been
A
up
lot of
to
stuff.
besides working this last week?
There's only been one thing that I've been watching, but there's a couple of things I've been playing and reading. So, as far as watching, I did start Kamen Rider Forze.
Right.
I'm about eight. I started episode 9 last night and then fell asleep. So, I'm digging it so far. I really like the henshin sequence. I think it's super rad, and I love his catchphrase of "It's space time." I think
What's up?
that's awesome and fun. Oh,
Oh, hold on, Zach. You didn't get my text?
no, you're good.
Oh, I found it. Yeah, it was in the bag. Sorry, Zach.
No, you're good.
Repeat part of that. You're
Um,
watching fours and the Henshin
right,
sequence.
watching fours. So I really like the henshin sequence a lot. I think it's super rad looking. I like his catchphrase of "It's space time." I think that's super
Yeah,
fun. I love how he does that every time. I really I like the switch aspect a lot. I like the way that he has like all those different weapons and the switches. Um, I mean, it's the whole part. It falls into the same thing as Power Rangers, where it's like it's the henshin sequence and the switching of the switches, or it's like it's very impractical and doesn't make any sense. Like as a bad guy, like why are you not just like beating the shit out of him? At least it's trying to like take these like 10 seconds to
well, I mean,
switch the switch.
a,
But
as a kid, you think it's cool because they have so many different forms.
yeah,
But
well, that was
after,
the other
but
thing was I think in episode like 6 or 7 is when they introduced like the electrical switch, and so now he has like a
yeah,
form change, and that looks
hmm
super fucking rad. I dig the
but
way that that looks a lot.
as an adult, you realize it's purely based on selling toys.
Yeah, toy sales.
It's purely based on. I mean,
There's like 12 or 15 switches already, and we're only like what was it like? I said like 8 episodes in, and I've already
like,
seen like at least 10 to
and
15
it's
switches.
worse because as you know, Kamen Rider and Power
Hmm.
Rangers is similar, but Kamen Rider, excuse me, it got worse because there's usually only a couple riders, right?
You're right.
So like with Kamen Rider Ryuki, when you have like 13 or 12 riders, well, you can put all those guys out, and all those guys have like a base weapon, and then
Hmm.
a couple of them have like another weapon, and then they have a power up. So like each guy will have like two or three different types of toys you can sell.
Hmm.
You can sell the belt, you can sell a mask, you can sell the card reader, you can sell the cards.
Hmm.
But for series that only have like one or two riders, well, then
Hmm.
that rider has to make up for the lack of other riders by having a bunch of forms, right?
Right.
But what Force does, or Forze, however you want to pronounce it, that
Yeah.
was ingenious, which other series end up doing it as well. But
The weapon change.
since he's a spaceship, yeah, he can. It's different parts of his body.
Yeah.
So SH's figure arts can sell. Okay, well, I'm not going to sell detachable limbs. Maybe I will, but I'll sell like this form and that form in different figure arts versions. So
Hmm.
now we're paying $60 adult toys for a drill arm or a drill
Yeah.
foot or whatever.
Dude, that winch arm that he used yesterday was pretty fucking sick. I like that a lot. I don't know why, but I like characters that use like the grappling hooks or that type of shit to like jump around or like wrap up their enemies and shit like that. And so I saw the winch arm and I was like, fuck yeah, I would like. I mean, if I was a kid, that would be the toy that I'd be like fucking shooting for is like Kamen Rider with the winch arm.
Right.
But but yeah, that's super fun. I'm digging that a lot. I like a lot of the side characters. It's very anime for me,
Oh yeah.
it reminds me a lot of like My Hero, especially where there's a lot of like side characters that end up having like fucking like the terrible shitty personalities, and then they get their own standalone episodes. Like
Hmm.
the one that the I don't know. I guess they're like arcs, but I mean each.
It's like
Zodiar
two
is like two
episodes
episodes. Yeah,
exactly.
there's always like a 2 episode arc basically. But I guess I'll call it an arc. But the arc I just finished was with Shun, the football player.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
I think I actually liked his story the most so far because he was just like the biggest fucking asshole. But then it gets to the point where it's like it makes sense. Just like he's had all that pressure placed on him by his father. He lets his father do everything because he doesn't want to disappoint his dad, and it fits into Kengo's character because he's super attached to his father who left behind him all the Forze stuff. So I like that a lot, and I like that they actually have somebody use the power dizer because I'd forgotten until this last arc that I was like, oh yeah, they have that giant fucking robot
Yeah.
that like they never fucking use because nobody can pilot it.
And eventually it becomes like irrelevant because you have like it becomes like Dragon Ball syndrome where like
The
everyone
power levels
else
are too
doesn't
good.
matter
Yeah.
because you can't reach like Yamcha can't reach the power levels of Goku, so it doesn't really matter. But
Right.
like the same thing. But like I was saying last week, this series of Kamen Rider is very much a shonen like type of
Yeah.
series where like other Rider series will hit obviously have it's the demographics for younger boys,
Hmm.
so obviously it's a shonen demographic, but like in terms of like stereotypes, you have the base hero, his
Hmm.
group of supporting heroes who are smarter than him in this area or can
Hmm.
think of this in this area. So the show takes it's not just about the main writer being like walking around. I'm gonna fight everybody. Like this is which
Yeah.
is some Kamen Rider series. This series about is not it's everyone Scooby Gang's helping everybody out,
I was gonna say
helping.
this one seems very like teamwork focused,
It's
especially where
very
it's
much.
like it's I especially like the dynamic between him and Kengo because I mean it's just like he's not like he never like pushes Kengo to the side or anything. He's very much like no, these are his switches and like he knows what's up and he knows the best way usually to fight like a lot of these Zodiarts masters that end up showing up. I like the monsters a lot too. I like the interesting stuff with the constellations. I mean we've only seen I think yeah, so it's like 2 episodes. So we've only seen like four so far, but I really
Yeah.
like the chameleon one was super fun. The unicorn one was super rad with the detachable like sword and shit like that. And I like how each of them has something that like kind of fits into their personalities in a way. I didn't really. The first one kind of didn't because the first one was just kind of lame. The guy who was like the understudy on the football team, there really wasn't anything. He also didn't have much of a personality, so that's part of it too.
But
But
that first tension is so good though.
yeah. Oh,
Like
the
in the
first time he
hallway,
mentions is like super cool. Yeah.
I love his I don't even know her name. His best friend. She is so like
Yeah, I don't know. I
bubbly.
can't remember her name either. I think her name is like Yuki or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. She's so bubbly, and when she like when he, it's funny because in a lot of different tokusatsu shows,
Hmm.
even when it's the unwanted or like the unknowing protagonist kind of
Hmm.
character, like in Power Rangers, right?
Hmm.
Okay, well, Zordon transports them to the power center or whatever the fuck it's called.
Right.
Okay, hey, well, you're teenagers of attitude. Here's Rita. I need you guys to fight them. Okay,
Yeah.
here's your morphers. All right, we got it. It's morphin time, and they just
Morphin
know
time, bitch.
they just know how to do it, right?
Yeah.
I like when they show that like, well, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, so she shows him like,
Yeah.
hey,
She
you got
shows them the transform
stand up like
sequence.
this and then press the buttons here and then
Yeah.
do it. And
She's the one that yeah, she does the transform sequence and she's the one that like helps him with like the switches and like she brings the switches to him and stuff like that. And so yeah, I like that a lot.
also to me it's the most because I love. There's a lot of different great like the henshin sequence from Comrade Gaim game is really
Hmm.
great, like effects wise. But this
Hmm.
one's my favorite because it does the he yells and it does the zoom
I love
out.
the countdown, yeah.
Yeah, that part like the 3, 2, 1. That all that shit is like super.
I love
Now
that, yeah, because it's the countdown and each countdown is like
a different shot.
they did yeah, they have a different cut for each like point
Yeah.
of the countdown, which is super rad.
So
Um,
like in terms of like I was saying, it's the most to me the most well rounded fun
mhm.
of all the Kamen Rider series that I have seen, which I've seen most of the modern era stuff. I haven't seen a lot. The older stuff I really could care less about, but
Mhm.
anything from like Black on to now, I've seen or have seen all, or most of it. I haven't watched. I'm in the. It's this thing where I will watch the first 5 episodes of a series and
Mhm.
go, I'm not gonna watch this. Like
Yeah.
there was a series a couple years ago called Kamen Rider Ghost, which the suit looked great and the concept was kind of cool, but then I watched the first 5 episodes and I was like, this is gonna be trash in my opinion.
Mhm.
So I was like, not even gonna watch it.
Okay.
Um, There's a medical one like a couple years ago called X-Aid,
Hmm.
which you might like Zach a lot actually
Mm.
if you finish Forza and you want to watch more, where it's based on doctors, different
Okay.
doctors in like a hospital setting,
Hmm.
and each Kamen Rider is based on a video game genre.
Okay.
So like there's an RPG guy, there's like a dungeon crawler guy, there's an action adventure guy, and
Okay.
so like each character and they're all like, gamers or whatever.
Hmm.
So then they're fighting some sort of virus or whatever. I didn't finish it because it was a little goofy for me, but
Mm.
the concept of the riders I thought was really cool, and the they fight in like levels or whatever, like level.
Okay.
I think the world like would freeze. I don't remember exactly,
Interesting.
but it's a concept that I think you would enjoy.
Okay. Yeah, I might check that one out next then. But yeah, I'm plugging through that right now. I'm really enjoying it. Um, I also I like that Yuki character a lot too. I mean, it's just like she's an interesting. I mean, it's now it feels like she's just there for like comic relief part of it because now that he like kind of like understands the basics of being a common writer because it was like the last episode was the one where they went to detention and they all like talked about like why they're in detention and stuff like that. And you've got, I mean, the base hero is there just because he's the delinquent and everybody hates him for some fucking reason. And Kango's there because he keeps leaving class and going to the nervous office. And the football player was there because he got in a fight in the football team. And then you go to her and she was like, yeah, I tried to like put space books in the library and they like sent me to detention for that. And I was like, that doesn't really seem like a detention worthy thing, but I guess the libraries in Japan are stricter for some reason.
Did have you met the other girl yet?
Yeah, the queen, I like
Yeah.
her a
Okay.
lot.
Okay.
Miyu, yeah. I liked her arc. But it's her and the football player had like the same type of arc where it's like they're really like fucking like terrible people at first, but then there's
Yeah.
like they like do that weird switch around where it's like by the end of their arc, you're like, oh, I don't even forgot that this was like a shitty person because it's like,
Because it's the only Kamen Rider series or Super Sentai series where they actually develop the supporting cast enough to where like it's like okay, this is really like a group of people that I enjoy watching together, even though only
yeah,
one of them fights.
yeah,
So
yeah. But so keep plugging through that. I don't know when I'm gonna finish it. If my current rate, it'll probably be a while, but I don't want to just blaze through it because I think that's one of the other things was I was trying to blaze through it at first and there was just the one part that got me kind of annoyed was that every episode he would say that promise of like I'm gonna make friends with everybody in the school, and I was like, I got it. You're
mm-hmm.
the friendly bully delinquent character. I get it. I'm tired of you saying this long ass sentence every time.
Right.
Um, but other than that, I mean, it's super fun, and I like his personality as a whole. But I don't know how fast I want to like plug through it. But I am having fun with it, so I'm going to keep watching it. Um, Plus, it's easier now that I'm actually like I just decided to pay like the $10 to become a premium because
Mm-hmm.
it's way easier than like fucking taking like 30 minutes to download a single episode. Now it's like I download a single episode in like 2 minutes, so
Right.
it's just easier just for watching in general. Um, but yeah, so besides that, been playing a couple of things and
Okay.
reading some stuff. Big thing that I was playing was that I started. I restarted because it's been a while since I played, but Battle Chasers Night War.
Mm-hmm.
I restarted this RPG. I think it came out in like 2016, 2017, something like that. I know it's older, um, but I'm having fun with it. I mean, it's kind of like it reminds me of like Final Fantasy VII a little bit, where it's like
Mm-hmm.
turn-based. It's like um, you see the little like movement thing on the side of the screen, but the concept that they have in here, besides the character designs are rad. I mean, you've got like the basic girl with like the war gauntlets, and then you've got the
Mm-hmm.
mercenary dude. You've got the sick looking war golem, which is probably like my favorite character in the whole thing so far. I've only been playing it for like I started it yesterday, so I was only playing it for a couple hours. But the war golem is definitely like my favorite character. But there are some cool character designs. But the overcharge system is cool, where it's like you do basic attacks and it fills up an
Mm-hmm.
overcharge meter, so you don't have to use MP. You don't have to waste your MP. You can use that instead. It's like temporary MP points. Um,
I played about half of it when I had
mhm,
my Switch. I liked it a lot. I love the art style. I think
mhm.
because I know it's based on a like a '90s comic book. I think.
That was what I figured out yesterday because I didn't know that because I remember the first time I played it, they're like saying all this stuff and all this background and stuff like this.
Yeah.
And I was like, it feels like there should be another game before this. And then I realized that it was based off a comic book. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. They're like, I don't know why, but they're like assuming you read the fucking comic book if you played this game.
Right,
So,
but for an indie game, so it looks great. The animation's
yeah.
great. The character animations are great. The fighting feels fun, and it was a perfect game for Switch.
Yeah.
It really is a perfect game for like just playing handheld in that game.
Hmm.
It's the same way when I was playing Final Fantasy VII. It was like this game I would not play Final Fantasy VII on my PS4, but
Yeah.
I would buy it like I bought it on my Switch because it made the most sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that I wish I had a Switch because I definitely probably would prefer it to play it that way. It's the same thing with a lot of those like indie RPGs where
Yeah.
it's like if I had like a Switch and I could just like take this to work or whatever and it's like when I have downtime I could like fucking play Battle Chasers or whatever, like I would probably prefer that, but I don't have a Switch, so I'm stuck playing it on the PS4 for right
And
now.
I'm tempted to. I was talking to my girlfriend yesterday. We were talking about
Yeah.
potentially buying another one.
Yeah.
And then the problem is that we sold it because there was nothing coming out that was worth keeping it for.
Right.
But now that we have an Xbox, we have a PlayStation. Obviously, we're gonna buy the next two consoles when they come out, or at
Yeah.
least one of them. I'm gonna buy a PS5 for sure.
I mean that's what I'm leaning
No,
towards too.
that's a given for me. But
Yeah.
we might get an Xbox as well. But for the Switch thing, I mean, I don't care about Pokemon, but she keeps seeing people on TikTok talk about her
Animal
Animal
Crossing.
Crossing.
That was one of the games that actually makes me want to buy a Switch because I've never been a big Animal Crossing guy, but I started playing the because they actually have a mobile game, Pocket Camp, and I started playing that a little bit, and I was like, this is fun, and I could see myself like just playing that on the Switch. The thing that got me about Animal Crossing was that it was always on like on the Wii or something like that, and I could never like see myself like at home playing it. But I feel like
Yeah.
Animal Crossing it goes to like Battle Chasers where I feel like it's the perfect game where it's like I could take this on the go, and I would rather play this like on the go.
See, and I've never played Animal Crossing before. I kind of don't even know I get the concept I think just from seeing it being played.
It's
But
kind of like Harvest Moon
it's the
or
same way
something
about
like that.
Harvest Moon, the same way that I felt about Harvest Moon, and then also the way I felt about what was that fucking PC game that came out a couple years back about like fucking like
Oh, the
growing shit?
Stardust Valley,
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley.
I remember I bought that. I was like, oh, people love this game. Apparently, it's really great. I was watching a lot of great reviews on it. I was watching a bunch of Giant Bomb reviews on it. So I
Yeah,
bought it and I played like 10 minutes of it. I was like, this is not for me.
yeah,
I'm not saying it's bad, but if it's and again, I don't know about Animal Crossing because I've never played it before. But
yeah.
I'm not gonna buy a whole thing just for that, and I'm not
Right,
gonna buy it again just to Switch again just so I can play Smash again when I had Smash before and I liked it. But I'm not playing with anybody.
right. Yeah,
I'd rather just buy Third Strike fucking on my Xbox.
yeah. I feel you. Yeah. Well, that's the good thing about that Capcom collection that they came out with, the fucking online Third Strike, baby.
Are you playing anything online on your PS4 right now? Any fighting games online, or are you still just doing
Um,
locals?
I'm still playing Street Fighter V. I'm still trying to find my character. But experimenting with Armika, but I also went back into Urien. I like Urien a lot, but Urien gets into the same thing that I have with a lot of characters with like Guile and stuff like that, which is I like playing as charge characters, but I can't do combos with charge
Yeah.
characters. I'm really bad at the instant like charging and like because the thing with Urien and Guile and all that is like you need to do like the reactionary charging where it's like whatever you're doing, it's like whatever you're doing, whether you're doing like a standing
Hmm.
medium punch or the hard heavy punch or whatever you're doing like that, you have to do the reactionary like as soon as I move forward whatever, I instantly have to go back to start charging because if you're not always charging, you're like doing the character wrong. And so it's for me, I don't know if I'll ever be able to get into that state. I don't know if I'll ever be able to mentally get into that state where I'm like auto, always automatically like pressing back or like down back
Hmm.
or whatever. Um, but Urien's always the character that like I love his character design and I have the most fun with him. I just can't pull off his combos for shit. Um, but I've been playing a little bit of Armika. I've been playing a little bit of Urien. Besides that, I've been plugging through Grand Blue too. Still having fun with that. Um, it's mostly just been Catalina and then Fairy that I was talking about before. Those are the two that I've been having the most fun with as far as hopping on online and like just trying to play some matches.
Didn't
But
they?
yeah,
I swear I saw an article saying that they're still trying to have Evo.
They haven't canceled Evo yet, which is surprising to me because today they just canceled the Olympics, and
Evo's
the
gonna be
Olympics was
canceled.
around the same time as Evo. So if they're
Evo's
canceling
gonna.
the Olympics,
Also, it's the fucking Olympics. Like
yeah,
you think that if the Olympics are gonna cancel, Evo's not gonna cancel? You
yeah,
know how much more money it costs a city or
yeah.
to fucking have
Well, a
the Olympics?
country, yeah,
Like, come the
for the
fuck
fucking
on, dude.
Olympics.
Like, yeah, you're gonna
Yeah,
cancel Evo, dude.
yeah.
You
I
know,
don't know why Mr. Wizard hasn't canceled it yet, because it's like at this point. Well, I think one of the big reasons they canceled the Olympics was that all the athletes were coming out and saying like, "Hey, we don't care if the Olympics are happening. We're not fucking coming."
yeah.
And so at that point, it's like you have to postpone it. But I guess nobody in the FGC has been like, "We're not coming to Evo." But it's like I don't know.
Because people who fucking go are already gross.
That's true.
People don't
I
shower.
mean, I mean those Smash players are like, "Oh,
Yeah, man. People don't shower, man.
yeah." But I don't know. I can't see. I think I the thing that I'm thinking of is that I think that a lot of those people are going to be like, we'll wait till June, and if it's still bad by June, then they'll probably cancel in June. Because I think that they're thinking that they have a little bit of leeway because their event isn't until like the end of July, August,
Hmm.
and so like it's only March. We have time to like plan, and if it's still bad by June or May, then we'll probably see it delayed. I don't know if they can cancel Evo. I feel like they would just delay it rather than cancel it. I don't know.
I mean, you could cancel. Why not?
That's a lot of money, dude. A lot of money in the tank.
Right? That ain't like you're gonna delay the Olympics. They canceled the Olympics
They didn't. No, they postponed it. It's
until
2021.
okay, they're gonna do it in 2021. So they're
Yeah.
gonna fuck up an entire thing of timing.
I mean, I don't know. We've never had a coronavirus. We've never had a virus like this before, man. This is new ground. This is new territory,
No, we
baby.
we we have. We still react the same way.
That's true.
We just didn't react the same way. But
It's funny, yeah, because we've had like Ebola and shit like that, and
which is way worse.
Zika and stuff like that. But yeah, this is like the weirdest like response to a virus that I feel like we've ever had. And I don't understand why we've suddenly had this like crazy fucking response.
I'll tell you this, dude. I'll tell you this later. Keep going. What else you been playing?
But yeah, besides that, the only other big thing that I've been playing was that I started playing Senran Kagura Burst Renewal, which was like
I
the
have no
special
clue what the
edition
fuck that
for
is.
Senran Kagura it is a Dynasty Warrior esque game. Hold on, I'm
Okay.
about to pull up a picture for
Is
you.
that similar to Sengoku Basara?
No, this game is a Dynasty Warrior game. I'll tell you the basic premise. If Dynasty Warriors starred cute anime girls as ninjas. Um,
Oh, sounds rough, man.
it's the combat is a little bit to be desired, but the customization options are fantastic, and the girls look super cute, and they've got some cool character designs for the girls. Trying to find like a good picture of just like all the girls that are in the game. They got some good girls in this game. But I'm playing this. I'm having fun playing it. I mean, the combo system is not as deep as like a Dynasty Warriors or something like that. But the combat system is there. And the big thing about this game is that they have shinobi transformations. So each character has a shinobi transformation that they go through. It
Mm.
basically gives them access to like new combo routes and like unlimited light attacks to like extend your combos and stuff like that. And then you also get access to like ninja arts. So it's a fun game. They have the parry system too, which I think gives it a little bit of an edge where you can actually like parry basic attacks, and that stuns all the enemies around you, so you can actually pull off your combos without having to worry about people like fucking stabbing you in the back or shit like that.
Right.
But it's fun. So that's the other big thing that I'm playing, um, besides besides Battle Chasers. So I'm probably going to be plugging through these couple of games as as this quarantine continues. I feel bad because I can't go to the fucking gym, and I tried to buy a resistance band set, and I think I got fucking ripped off because
Why?
I bought this resistance band set for $30 in PayPal, and I had to do it through PayPal. Um, and PayPal said that they received my money, but I have not received a confirmation payment from the website, and I have
Mm.
not received a shipping confirmation from the website.
Did you?
And
How did you pay for goods and services or friends and family?
what are you talking about?
Because you can you went through this website and then paid PayPal through the website.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Is there a difference?
Because there's if you send money like directly on PayPal, you send it as goods and services, which is like usually protected. I believe in
Oh,
friends and family is not protected. I don't think. But
I actually don't know.
if you went through the website, I'm pretty sure it's going to be considered goods and services. I think. I don't
Yeah.
know exactly, but I
But
sell a lot
yeah,
of
and
toys
I
and
tried
stuff.
to email them and they haven't responded because I was like, hey, like I still haven't got like a shipping confirmation or whatever, and they haven't responded, so I'm pretty sure I got ripped off.
What?
Which
What?
is like, it makes me upset because it's like I can't go to the fucking gym. Like I was relying on this shit to at least have like an at-home gym with these resistance bands, and I got fucking nothing now.
What is there a reason why you chose resistant bands?
Just because I could saw that you could put it in a door, and I feel like it was a lot easier, and
I
it's not as
thought
cumbersome as like buying like actual like weights and
I
shit
was
like
gonna
that.
ask if you were following Zack Ryder on Instagram and saw him.
No, Zack Ryder's doing resistance
If you
bands.
go to his Instagram right now and like look at his most recent posts, he like is out there by his pool like no gym, so resistant band. And he's like just looking jacked, just like pictures of his abs and shit.
Dude, it's like I've seen that shit where it's like, yeah, people have got like, hold on, I'm looking for him. What's his official
I think
page?
it's Z Ryder or something. I think.
Z Rider. Oh, Z Rider. Hmm. I can't find it off the top of my head right now.
It's Ryder.
Oh, there it is. Hold on. Fuck yeah, dude. I wish I had a pool to be able to do this in, but they shut down our pool. But I see that. Yeah. Pumped up a band into a leg extension machine. Fuck yeah.
Which is weird to me. I feel like if you're a rich wrestler, why would you just have a garage gym?
I don't know. Oh, dude, I saw this the other day that I was watching an episode of SmackDown in the newsroom because they have all the TV set up with all the different channels playing.
Right?
I didn't realize that fucking John Morrison was back in fucking WWE, baby.
Yeah, he came back like
He's back with The Miz.
2 or 3 months ago.
My favorite tag team is back together. Fucking The Miz and John
That's your
Morrison.
favorite tag team. That's a
I
sad tag
love
team.
them together. I
Uh,
love them together. I thought they had great chemistry, and I love their
I mean,
person. I love John Morrison as a wrestler. I think he's
do, and
fantastic.
they do have great chemistry. And Johnny Mundo slash Johnny Nitro or whatever the fuck they call him, slash
Are
John
they
Morrison.
calling him Johnny Mundo now? Because
No, that's his
I knew in
old.
TNA he was Johnny
That's
Mundo.
his name from outside WWE. But
Yeah.
yeah, and he's great. And they're a fun tag team, I guess. But the best tag team? Come on.
I don't know. That was the area of like that was the era from tag teams where it was like you had like the Carlitos tag team. It was like that was a bad era for tag teams where it
The
was like
fact
that
that
was
you
like,
even like look, they're a good tag team. Sure. I mean, they were. I don't watch them now, and I watch them every now and then. And I wasn't watching wrestling when they were a tag team. I've seen clips and stuff, but to
no.
even act like they're better than the Hardy Brothers or Edge and Christian, like there's no way. Like fucking
That was the era where the Hardy Brothers and Edge and Christian weren't around.
yeah,
Unfortunately.
they were running singles, but
Yeah.
still growing up, that's just
Oh, I'm not saying
those are the
like
best tag teams.
they're not better than the Hardy Boys,
Well,
but
that's why I was saying. That's why you
I
act
enjoyed them
like
quite
you
a
were
bit.
like the best. And I was like the best. The Young Bucks are the fuck. What are you talking about, dude? No way.
I didn't say they were the best. I said they were one of my favorites.
Okay, you said best.
Did I? Well, I meant to say favorite. They're one of my favorites.
You making a statement on the pod, man. If you're gonna call
Sorry, man. I'm not trying to. I'm
You
not
can
trying to
get-
blow waves like that, dude.
you can get a bunch of the smart marks out here fucking getting on your ass, being like, "Yo, what? The best?"
But yeah. So maybe I'll have to contact PayPal and try to get a refund, and then just buy regular.
you got to do that. And just do it from Amazon.
Yeah, and yeah, I'll probably just have to buy them from Amazon, which stinks because I was already expecting them to be here like Wednesday, and so I've been like a week without the gym. Um, but yeah. So besides that, there was a couple things that I read, which is that I finally finished Ratman,
Okay.
and it's good. I like the ending a lot. I mean, it's very much like it reminds me of very much like a My Hero Academia or a One Punch Man type of story where it's like superheroes in the real world. I like the ending where ending is basically he ends up facing up against like an evil version of himself. That's like the ending arc, and they get a lot into like the birth of the superheroes in the modern era and how the birth of superheroes like kind of like made him made him who he was as Ratman. There's like a certain like genes that they use to like create superheroes that like he ends up having in his body because of a blood transfusion from like the first superhero. Because when he was a kid, he got injured when he was rescued, so he got a blood transfusion from like the very first superhero, Shining Man. So he has like S genes, and they go on to have like the genes kind of got corrupted because Shining Man wasn't able to save people, and he got obsessed with power because he wasn't able to save people. So it's like the generic kind of like power corrupts absolutely kind of arc. But it was a fun story. Um, I definitely enjoyed being able to like actually finish it because I think when I'd stopped reading it when it was first coming out, I don't think it had finished because I think I'd only gotten like 40 chapters or in or something. I definitely hadn't gotten to like where it was right now
Right.
after it's completed. Um, but overall, I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. It was an enjoyable read. I think the most unenjoyable thing is that it's not an official English translation, so there's a lot of times where the translation is off, to say the
Right.
least. Um, but and the last thing that I read was it goes into a little bit of our news a little bit. But I reread the one shot from Taiti Kubo, Burn the Witch,
Burn the
which is
Witch.
a fantastic one shot that I had a lot of fun with, and yeah, I can't wait for the fucking anime when it comes out because I rereading the one shot, I was like, yeah, this is a great fucking story, and I can't wait to see how you expand this world. So yeah,
I would just want to read more of that.
yeah. Well, that's the other great thing of they're coming out with the anime, and they're also that's getting serialized, so that's actually
Because
coming. I think it's coming into Shonen Jump. So
when he is drawing at his best, he's the best artist in the book.
yeah,
Like just when he's drawing, when Bleach is being drawn at 100%, no other manga can compete.
hmm
He is just the best. He's such a great artist, and like the style is so clean. And now when he's not 100%, it's backgrounds are missing and all this kind of shit. But like
yeah,
when he's drawing at his best, just stylistically, he's just everyone looks fucking cool.
yeah,
And story wise, ebbs and flows and dips and rises and all kind of shit. But like,
yeah.
it's definitely not as consistent as like Naruto was
Right.
or as One Piece is. But when it's good, it's like really good, and then when it's bad, it's like okay, we gotta cancel this book.
Yeah.
We gotta cancel. But like the art in Burn the Witch is like fucking. It looks great. Like the character
Yeah,
designs,
it looks
it
super
makes me want to
rad.
have a figure of every single character.
Yeah. I especially like I mean I like the main girl. I like her design a lot. She's got the little horn shit coming out of her head, which I guess we'll get into as the story is expanded for whatever. I'm guessing she's like part demon or something like that. And I like that it's a different take on the Soul Society because I mean, for those of you who haven't read Burn the Witch, it gets connected to the Bleach universe because I guess in London they don't have the Soul Society doesn't deal with souls, but it deals with dragons, which I don't know. I'm interested to see how he explains that of like it's the Soul Society, but we don't talk about Shishigami. It's more of like a fantasy portion, um but I like the fact that it's connected. That's cool. I think it's set up either after or before Bleach, something like that. But
Maybe the
yeah.
reasoning is because like spirit stuff is more in Japan, and then like
Yeah.
if you were gonna do it in England, it would have to be like a religious thing
Yeah.
versus like
Or
a
just like
a
the
spirit thing, maybe.
it would be the religious thing, or I mean, with the dragons, maybe they're going for the more of like
Or if you
King
die,
Arthur, Knights of the Round Table
or
type of
or
shit.
maybe like if like they're gonna be like, oh well, the dragons are actually dead souls, or
Yeah,
they can like roundabout it away,
he'll figure out a way to
Yeah,
make it connect. But I'm
yeah,
interested to see what he does. But yeah,
cool,
so that was the last thing that I read.
awesome. Well, I don't have as much stuff. I finished season 5 of Stargate SG-1.
How was that?
It's good. It's good. I'm at season 6, which is a stopping point for me. Not
Okay,
forever, but a good pause break because this is a season where Daniel leaves. Um,
okay,
Daniel leaves for a season and comes back in season 7. So this is
okay.
a season where I can come back. I can take a break. I binge watch the first 5.
hmm
Got some good stuff. I can wait a little bit, kind of spread my wings and watch something else for a little bit, then come back and then finish the next 3 seasons before moving on to Atlantis and Universe. So
hmm
what I did was I finished 5 SG-1 5.
hmm
I was like, what do I want to watch next, man? I was watching some Bionic Man or $1 Million Man. It's like,
hmm
I'm enjoying it, but it's on NBC. NBC's app, so fuck these ads. Ugh.
Yeah.
It's like shit. Okay, what can I watch? Quantum Leap. I've never
Oh,
seen it before, but
I've never watched
also
it either.
I watched the first few episodes. It's fucking fun, but it's also on the NBC app. So I'm like, ugh,
Mm.
ads.
Is
Like,
it it's like Twilight Zone, isn't it?
it's about a guy who gets like his body consciousness gets leaped into other people's bodies, and
Oh,
he's like
okay.
kind of like helping them, kind of shit. Like it's a weekly thing where it's
Interesting.
like he's in a new
Okay.
person. He has amnesia. He's like in a new body every week or whatever, and he's like trying to. It's a fun show,
Okay.
and especially for a show on NBC, I was like, this is like really fucking some science fiction shit
Yeah.
for NBC. And it came out in like 1989 or whatever.
Hmm.
So and it's also Scott Bakula, which is fucking NCIS guy, and
Hmm.
then before NCIS he was a Star Trek Enterprise,
Mm.
which I liked but people hate apparently. Um, so I'm watching that very slowly. I'm only in the first like
Mm.
4 episodes, very
Okay.
slowly because the ads. The other majority of my week has been spent on the other show that I wanted to. I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave SG1, go to this show, and
Okay.
this show is. I've seen this show once before all the way through. Once
Okay.
before, except for the. I haven't seen the last 2 seasons, but I've seen the show all the way through. About I think like 7 years ago, it was on Netflix. I watched it when I was a kid. I'm
Okay.
watching it again now, and that's X Files. So
Ooh.
I'm almost done with the first season of X Files. I'm on episode like 18. There's like 24 or something.
Mm.
Um, I watched the first 16 with ads on Hulu. The only place you can watch it. And I said, I can't keep fucking doing this.
Yeah.
Immediately went in, fucking changed my plan. No ads. I can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
So now I'm like flying through. It's good. I enjoy it. There's definitely. I don't remember the goods and bads because I watched it like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And 7 years ago, when I watched shows, I just binged the shit out of them and didn't really care because
Yeah.
usually on in the background. I have two monitors, one's in the background usually. But
Hmm.
now I'm just solely watching this, not doing anything else while I'm doing it.
Hmm.
And there are good episodes, and then there are some bad ones, like some like trash episodes.
Yeah. I remember I started watching the X Files a little bit in college, and I think I got to about 10 episodes in, and then I just like I dropped it. But
The mythology episodes that propel the overall story
yeah.
are really great in this season.
Yeah.
And those a couple episodes, like the Jersey Devil episode's really bad. There's an episode about one of the guys from Supernatural, the guy who plays the demon in
Hmm.
Supernatural. What's his name? Mark Shepard. He plays in Supernatural. He's the other main character, the demon guy. Crowley. He
Mm.
plays Crowley in Supernatural.
Mm. Okay.
And I didn't expect to see him in fucking 1993, but he's in an episode of X Files as like some pyrokinetic guy.
Okay.
That episode sucks. That episode's
Yeah.
terrible. So a couple episodes are real bad misses. A couple are really fun. None of them
Hmm.
are really creepy yet. They're all kind of like, oh, okay, this is spooky. It's like this is Supernatural, more paranormal.
Mm.
Here's the thing. I don't know the
Tell me.
definitions about this, but
Hmm.
like there's like ghosts and demons and shit in X Files, or not demons, but ghosts in X Files and stuff like that, and spirits and
Hmm.
haunting and shit like that.
Right.
But something about X Files to me seems like I have no basis for what I'm about to say,
Okay.
no knowledge of the dictionary or terminology.
Okay.
To me, X Files is paranormal, but like supernatural is like supernatural. But they're the same thing. They're both paranormal, both supernatural.
Yeah, I mean they both dig, especially for like episodes. They both
But to
dig for like the
me,
same type of shit.
something about the word paranormal just seems like okay, we have two FBI agents, professionals
For
who are out there
me,
investigating. That's paranormal. But you have two brothers riding around hunting shit like Wendigos and werewolves. Doing
yeah.
that, that's supernatural. Like,
Mm.
I wouldn't call Hellblazer a paranormal book. I would call Hellblazer, I mean, urban fantasy,
Supernatural
obviously, but I
book.
would call it a supernatural book because he's a wizard.
Mm.
But since they're
I
FBI
guess that would
agents,
be the difference where it's like normal versus like realistic, or
like, I mean,
realistic versus like fantastical, I guess.
and there's no like Scully and Mulder and Sam and Dean. They're both the same quality of human being.
Right.
but I mean, obviously, Dean and Sam have more powers eventually. I feel like, but like,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's because they're agents of a government. So the word para, like paramilitary, just change. Like I don't know the definitions of those words, but to me, like also because in the X Files, the theme song, the first thing they tell you is paranormal. Like
That's true.
the logo pops up and it says paranormal activity,
Um,
which is a little on the nose. I feel like, but whatever.
yeah. I mean, I remember X-Files having some great episodes from the ones that I watched. I mean, I specifically remember, I think it was the Changeling episode, which was like super fucking creepy. I think that's like in like the first like 5 episodes or something like that. But there's one specific episode where there's like a changeling or something like that, and he's like a slug monster or something like that. I think it ends up being something weird like that.
I mean, none of the episodes that I've watched have really been like creepy.
Yeah.
They do this. They have one sound effect they always use to like emphasize creepy,
Mm.
and they'll use it, and I'm like, that's not creepy, guys. That's like it's not creepy at all. That's there's episodes of Twilight Zone from like the '60s that are way creepier than this. Um,
Mm.
I love Mulder and Scully. They look great. The acting is great. They look cool.
Yeah.
Um, so I did
Yeah.
that, and that's
I
pretty
liked it.
much. Oh, that's
Oh
pretty
yeah.
much it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's like I remember liking sci-files. I like the actual like it's like almost like Law and Order esque like serial investigation to like the paranormal. That's interesting. I just remember dropping it for some reason. I can't remember why.
Were you bored with
And
it,
it's not on
or
Netflix anymore, so.
yeah, it's only on Hulu.
And I've never had a Hulu subscription, and I don't really plan on getting one, so I don't know if I'll ever be able to watch that. But
This is like one of the only things that's worth fucking getting on Hulu.
for
I
X Files,
yeah, because we have
was that? And well, there's actually the new FX show that I actually wanted to watch that's only on Hulu, which is it's called Devs.
oh
That
the
looks
one the fucking
interesting
one with what's his name in
with
it?
fucking Ron Swanson.
Ron
in it.
Swanson, yeah.
Yeah, that was the only other thing that was like, oh, that would almost tempt me to buy a Hulu subscription, but it didn't.
That's
So
Alex Garland, right?
I'm pretty sure it is.
So
Yeah,
it just I keep seeing the picture for it. It looks just like fucking.
it looks like X
It looks like
Machina.
Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Exactly. Which I don't. I was fine with Ex Machina. I don't need to watch more of it.
Yeah.
Also, it looks like still. If you look at still shots of the devs thing
Mm-hmm.
and some promotional material of like Westworld,
Mm-hmm.
it looks the same.
Yeah.
Like I could
I
like
could see that.
interchange them. Like it's a dark room, a scientist looking guy, whether that's a big
Yeah.
beard or something, and like okay, that's the same fucking show. Are you watching Westworld season 3?
No, because I still need to watch. I still need to watch season 2, and I didn't. I have not taken the time to watch season 2. I want to watch season 3 because season 3 looked kind of rad, but then I saw that I didn't see anything bad about the season 3 like review wise, but I saw that it had less viewers. So I think a lot of people are in my same boat where it's like a lot of people watch season 3 and then they didn't watch season 2. And since they didn't watch season 2, they're not going to watch season 3 because season 2 had less numbers too.
Also, since you're no longer in like the cowboy world, you're just in like a
Yeah.
cyberpunk future type thing.
That was the thing about season 3. Well, that was the thing that was interesting to me about it was that they were kind of getting away from the cowboy stuff because it was like, because I know season 2 still took place a lot in the cowboy world, and I know it had a lot to do with like the Native Americans and stuff like that. The Ghost Tribe, I think, is what they're called. But
I thought that we were gonna see some Japanese shit in season 2.
I
weren't
thought
we?
that it was gonna be. I thought that because I know that now season 3 takes place, I guess, in like the real world. But I thought it
Yeah.
was gonna be like a fucking like crime world. I thought it was gonna be like the GTA world, but it's not. It just takes place in the real world, which is kind of like upsetting. I thought it was gonna be like a GTA type of thing.
Well, I think this from what I'm getting from the trailers is just that okay. Well, the one cyborg lady
Yeah,
is
Dorothy or whatever.
is gonna like start killing people or something, and
She's like killing. She's like still doing the same thing that she started at the end of season 1, where she's just killing everybody.
oh, was she killing people in season 1?
The finale of season 1 is like there's like a dinner with like all of like the big sponsors and like donors to like Rust World and shit like that, and like she basically shows up and she kills Anthony Hopkins, and then she starts killing all the other people that are like at this like.
Is James
celebration
Marsden
dinner.
even in the show anymore?
I don't know. He was still there in season 1, but
Jimmy Simpson?
I didn't watch. Jimmy Simpson was still there. Well, the whole point of Jimmy Simpson was that he was the young version of the Man in Black, and so it was all about
Yeah, I don't fucking get that.
the
Explain
old
that
version of
to
Man
me.
in Black. It's basically like they mess with the time thing a little bit because the robots don't age, and so it's like they mess with the whole thing of like Jimmy Simpson's whole thing is that it's like his relationship with Dorothy or whatever the fuck her name was. I think her name's Dorothy, some shit like that. But it's his whole relationship with her and like his character arc over time. But you eventually figure out that his character arc is just him turning into the fucking Man in Black because he starts off as like super naive and like thinking like the robots in the world are like real, and then he ends up like through his character arc, he like I don't know why, but like he like discovers the truth that like the robots are just robots, and it's like yeah, the whole fucking world is built on that. So I don't know
Wait, so
why
the
this is
show
like a big revelation to
is
him.
the first season like cutting between two different timelines?
It cuts between like three different timelines.
So when the black guy, Man in Black, is killing the robots, that's in the future.
That's technically in the present, and the Jimmy Simpson stuff
It's in
is
the
just in the
past.
past. Yeah.
Okay. I don't
The
care.
Jimmy Simpson stuff is basically
Shit.
just like it's like a flashback. Basically.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, they thought they were being slick with that, but I just made it boring.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't continue watching. I was like, okay, this is boring to me. I'm sure it's
Yeah.
fine. I'm sure it's fine. It just was not.
I had fun with it. I just need to pick up season 2 because I feel like I would enjoy it if I picked it up. I just haven't taken the time to pick it back up yet because I liked where they ended off with season 1.
Right.
I just haven't taken in the time. It's not like Watchmen where it's like I'm fucking over that. I watched
Well,
like
and then Damon Lindelof said he's not doing another one.
Thank God because
Or
I don't think I can. I don't
no
think I can
idea.
deal with him fucking destroying the Watchmen universe more than he already fucking did. So
I'm waiting for them to do a fucking HBO series of like or something like that for like another beloved comic book.
well, they did the Watchmen, so I assume the next thing on their list would be to do the Dark Knight Returns.
I'm waiting for them to do like fucking like a Sin City series and just make it super PG.
Oh my god, that'd be fucking awful.
This super trashy, this like garbage.
What's another big like serialized like Frank Miller that's not an actual like Daredevil or Batman? Ronin. You can see them doing fucking
Ronin, but that's like they wouldn't do that. There's no one, only comic book nerds care about that. Watchmen, like fucking people will rally behind Watchmen because it's fucking Watchmen,
Yeah.
Watchmen's the only Marvel DC property type thing that people will like fucking bust the nut over because of it, because it's Watchmen.
Yeah.
Like it's the
even if it's bad, they fucking bust it.
It's the only comic book of all that like you just say Watchmen is good because it's Watchmen.
Yeah.
Even though I've walked into my comic shops being like, yeah, I think Watchmen sucks.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, I mean, this guy's too cool for school. He says Watchmen sucks.
Oof. My God, we got some fucking gauntlets being thrown down.
Another guy will be like, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
Because Watchmen sucks. I mean, it's not good. I would rather read fucking Dark Knight Returns 1,000 times. And I think
the Dark Knight Returns is just a better story. I think
it's a better story, but I think it's also very overrated. I would
possibly.
I
think the sequel series is more overrated than the Dark Knight Returns.
Well, no, the sequel series, Dark Knight, the other two ones he did are trash. And
yeah, I didn't even try to read the actual sequel, but I read the Master Race one, and it sucked. It was terrible.
It's like the Dark Knight Returns to Strike Again or whatever the fuck it's called. That book.
The Dark Knight Strikes Again is what the sequel is called.
It's trash.
Is bad, and then the Dark Knight 3 is called the Master Race, and that's fucking awful.
Like if they were gonna,
that's where it's like there's like an army of Superman that come down, but they're not led by General Zod, and like Wonder Woman has a kid with Superman, and Superman like gets his fucking ass beat, and Batman comes back even though he died in Dark Knight Strikes Again. He fucking died, but then he comes back in the Master Race for some fucking reason, and Robin was taking over as Batman. The girl Robin was taking over as Batman, but she gets her fucking ass beat because of course she does.
See, I think if anyone's gonna do like, we'll never get a Batman on TV. We'll never get that. But we can get Superman. And
we got Superman. Why the fuck can we not get Batman?
Because Batman on TV would be too hard, and people would nitpick too much. I would nitpick
fucking
too
hard.
much.
I mean, Supergirl looks fucking trash.
Well,
those effects are garbage.
because it is garbage. It's a trash show. Even like
And
even
Superman
even
looks bad in that
Flash,
too.
even
Have you
Flash
do you
sucks.
know of EFAP of Every Frame of Pause?
I know every from a painting.
Oh no. Well, it's they. Do you know Mahler at all?
No, name's
Um,
familiar, but
they're
I
like
don't.
film critics and TV critics or whatnot, but they have a they have a they have a podcast called Every Frame Pause, just because, especially Mahler, he's known for making like super long videos, like unnecessarily long, where it's like it's I think the joke in their podcast at this point, which I can't fucking watch it, but they do like fucking like 10 to 12 hour long like podcasts, which is like that's way too fucking much for
That's
me.
too much.
But they've been going through ever since Batwoman started. They've been going through Batwoman, and those are more reasonable because they do like hour long
Yeah.
breakdowns of like each episode of Batwoman. Like they'll watch Batwoman and just make fun of like how fucking bad it is and like how terrible the writing is. But they did the crossover for the last season, which was the fucking
Infinite Crisis.
what's it called? Infinite
Infinite
Crisis.
Crisis.
They did
Yeah.
that, and it's like they're going through that and just like how fucking bad it looks, like all the Supergirl shit, and like
Yeah.
how the writing for it is just like fucking god awful. So
Well, the
that's
writing's
that
the
was
writing's bad, but then also like all the fight scenes, everyone together is super static and boring, and it
yeah. They were
lacks.
breaking down that. It's like you can see that like there's a lot of times where like Supergirl or whatever is like just trying to punch, and there's no ghost there. It's great.
And, like I enjoyed the first 6 seasons or 5 seasons of Flash,
Mm-hmm.
not because it was good
Flash is the only
TV.
one I like.
Well, I like it because it wasn't good TV. It was just good. It was good character drama. That's
Yeah,
it. Like it wasn't a good Flash show. It was a good character drama, like
yeah,
like a CW show.
yeah,
Same thing with Arrow. Like, I mean, Arrow had better action because you couldn't fake it with Arrow because he had to do something because you can
yeah.
fake it with Flash. You can be like, oh, I want to vibrate and
Well, Flash,
then
this whole thing is just super speed. You could just be like, oh, he
yeah,
was there and he did it.
right. You can't do that with fucking Arrow.
No,
But with
yeah,
Supergirl and Superman, it's like, well, Superman is. Oh, look, I watched Infinite Crisis, not all of it. I watched bits of it, and I watched
yeah.
a lot of the crossover stuff,
Hmm.
only because I wanted to see. I wanted to see fucking Tom Welling in it, and he was in it. He was from Smallville. He's Smallville Superman,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and he was
dude. That was the most disappointing shit. He's in there for like 2 minutes. And
two.
they're like,
He's
hi, bye.
that's it. They go there. He's like, oh, I don't have
It
powers
was like
anymore.
that, and they fucking had fucking oh my god, who was it? Batman.
Oh,
They
you mean
had
Peter Conroy or whatever his name
yeah, they
is,
had Peter Conroy
or
play
something
real
Conroy or
Bruce
whatever.
Wayne in real life, and then they
Yeah,
made him into a fucking asshole,
yeah.
a terrible fucking character,
Well, he was kind
and
of
then
like
he fucking gets killed.
an alternate version of Batman Beyond Bruce.
Kind of, yeah.
Hey,
He
real
was
quick,
Batman Beyond, except he didn't have.
talk for a
Um,
second. I gotta piss like crazy.
no, you're good. He was Batman Beyond, except he didn't have a Terry McGinnis. He had no protege. He had a weird robot suit for some reason. Even though he wasn't Batman, he was wearing a robot suit, which made no sense. And he was just a fucking asshole for like no fucking reason. Because at least in like I don't know, it just didn't make any sense. It was so weird. It was like they were trying to do. It was almost like they were trying to do fucking Ben Affleck Batman. Like if Ben Affleck Batman had like become old and like had gotten injured, it was almost like that type of shit. Where it was just like, I don't know, the character made no sense, and then the whole reason it became very apparent that the whole reason they had Peter Conroy in the show was to try to make Batwoman better. But Batwoman is always already such an unlikable character, and the writing for her is so bad that like all you're doing is making Peter Conroy look like an asshole for no reason. Because
Let me
nothing
make,
can save that one.
let me make sure it's um, Kevin Conroy, not Peter.
Kevin
Kevin.
Conroy. I don't know
Kevin
why I keep
Conroy.
saying Peter.
Well, I thought it was Peter. That's why.
I
No,
don't know why I couldn't remember his name.
it was it's yeah. I didn't finish all of it. I just watched the highlights on YouTube
Yeah.
when they posted it to the YouTube channels, and like it it's not good TV. It's never been good TV.
That's true.
It's not high quality.
That's
The
also true.
acting is generally garbage
Yeah.
across the board. It's in terms of servicing fun. I mean, it's there. Flash is definitely the best one.
Hmm.
I didn't watch. I watched like 2 or 3 episodes of Legends of Tomorrow, and that was stupid. That
Well, that's the
is
time travel shit,
that's
which is already like
stupid.
time travel is already dumb enough,
The
and
only
then
thing that
you
kept
make a
me,
whole show based around time
I mean, the only
travel.
thing that kept me interested in even attempting to watch it more was having Brendan
He's the best
Ralph.
character in the whole show.
Um,
He's probably one of my favorite characters in the whole universe. Is
it,
his take on
it,
Adam.
he gets to be Superman too, which was cool.
That was
Um,
cool, but then they made him an evil Superman,
which
which
was
makes no
stupid.
sense.
Which was
They also
stupid.
have the fucking the other thing that like made me like super annoyed is that they have bitch from Two and a Half Men play Lex Luthor, and
Uh,
he's a terrible fucking Lex Luthor.
and they should have had Michael Rosenbaum
They should have, dude. I
in
don't know
it.
why they didn't. They had Smallville actor there.
Also, how come we're going to give the one guy who plays Harrison Wells every single thing?
Oh yeah, where he's like
They make him like
what the fuck did they
every.
make him?
They made him like fucking like Spectre or some Spirit of
No,
Vengeance or
because the fucking Arrow became
that's Arrow,
Spectre.
but they make him like the
But they
fucking
made him into like he's like a
messenger or
he
some.
was like the messenger or the prophet or
Yeah,
something like
like
that. Yeah, and then he like saves the Paragons or whatever somehow.
I
Yeah,
don't
I don't
know,
know.
man.
They were like, yeah, I don't know. They like do everything with him, and it makes no sense.
I don't know, man. All right, let's move into news because we're at an hour, and
Yeah,
this is gonna take a hot minute. So,
it's true.
what do you want to hit first in this news, man? I
I
want to
mean,
hit. Actually, you know what? Speaking of comic books, I want to hit this first, if you don't mind.
tell me. Yeah, go ahead.
So, a couple days ago, actually yesterday morning, I believe, Diamond Distributor, which is the only distributor of comic books in America. This is the company that takes the comic books from the shop printers and they send them to the comic book shops. This is Diamond.
Yeah.
They have officially paused distribution of the
Mhm.
comics, slated for I think April 1st or later. Will not be shipped to retailers. So that means that no new comics are coming
Fuck, dude.
until Marvel, DC, Image, whoever is in the pipeline. I guess there's a statement online. You can see it on Newsarama and stuff like this, where I guess there was problems in the pipeline, not getting books to Diamond, so they're not
Right.
even going to waste their time or money to get to wait for those shipments to be processed or whatever the fuck. Some issues that we would expect. It's funny because I was talking to my comic book shop owner last week, literally last week. Um,
Hmm.
it actually might have been Friday or I think it was actually Friday. I was picking my books up. I was like, "Yo, man, I was in Jacksonville like a week before, 2 weeks ago, and I was talking to a comic book shop owner there about everything going on." He's like, "Yeah, I can't close. I'm a small business." I was talking to my shop owner. He's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah," he's like, "I really can't. I've even thought about if they consider us non-essential, I'll pick my books up and just deliver them to my people."
Yeah.
Well, I was like, "That's awesome because you can still make your money because you have to make your money every week. You know,
Hmm.
you live off of the weekly sales of your pull lists. So if Diamond's gonna go, yo, we're not even gonna ship books. You can't do anything but close or hope that you can stay open. People come in and buy old stuff or
Yeah.
buy like action figures or collectibles or whatever. But if
Yeah.
Diamond's not even gonna ship you new books every week, then you have like in the majority of the comic book industry is 50 some percent of the industry is fucking DC and Marvel.
Yeah.
So if you don't get those, I mean, no one's gonna come in and buy old issues of fucking
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, maybe some people would, but like majority of people aren't going to.
No.
So this is going to be, if anything's going to kill shops,
Yeah.
this is one of the biggest things that's going to kill shops across America.
Well, that was the other thing where it was like this kind of connects into not comic books, but like video games, which was that GameStop tried to stay open, and then they finally had to fucking close their doors. And it's like it's the same thing where it's like if anything's gonna finally like put the nail in the coffin of GameStop, it's gonna be this fucking virus
Oh
because now
yeah,
all their shops are gonna close. So it's like what little money they were fucking making is now like fucking gone. Like I wouldn't be surprised if like in a week GameStop is like we're bankrupt.
and there's a full statement from the CEO of Diamond. My dogs are like playing right now.
No, you're
There's a
good.
full statement from the C. Give me a second. Hold on.
You're good. This is what happens, man. This is what happens when you have furry friends. Sometimes your furry friends get a little bit out of hand, and so, you know, sometimes you just gotta go to activity.
So yeah, the full statement from the CEO of Diamond I get the reasoning. It's not it's not understandable reasoning.
Yeah.
It's just that it's going to every year we see tens of dozens or whatever of shops die, and we
Mm-hmm.
have seen that every year consistently and progressively for the last 10 years, to the point where there's two shops in my city and those
Yeah.
shops are barely surviving. Now I go to Jacksonville and I go shops there, and the shops are way better because there's almost a million people in Jacksonville. But those shops can probably survive for with no books for a month or two because people will come in and buy other stuff, or
Mm-hmm.
they have so many customers that they probably have stuff in the pad for a couple of months. But the small shops in the small cities, I mean, it's going to make or break some things, and I have no idea how my local shop's going to do if this is going to affect them for more than what fucking could be until July.
Yeah. I don't
So
know,
if it
dude.
goes until July, I mean shit. And like with GameStop, GameStop is the only other place besides Target and Walmart that sells toys now because
Yeah.
Toys R Us was gone. So if GameStop's gone, that means Walmart and Target are going to be the only other retailers that will have action figures or toys or collectibles,
Yeah.
which is good and bad. I mean, it's good because it's distribution across the whole country. Bad because you don't want to give them to just the two different places. When we were
Mm-hmm.
kids, we had Toys R Us, KB Toys, GameStop, EB Games, okay, Walmart, Target, Kmart, Sears, or whatever. Now we have Walmart, Target, GameStop,
Yeah.
and for comics, all we have is comic shops or online services. But online services are also going to end because they can't get books.
I
So
don't know. Would this be the push towards digital? I don't know.
it for Marvel and DC to survive, they're going to have to.
Yeah.
They're going to have
Well, it's
to.
like, I mean, even for the smaller companies, I mean, if you think of like Image or fucking Dark Horse or anything like that, like they're gonna have to go digital too.
It just to survive, and an Image can survive because Image doesn't take a huge cut of books, so they can
Hmm.
just like float and hope that and keep pursuing their stuff online,
Yeah.
which they sell on on like Comixology and shit like that,
Mhm.
Amazon, whatever the fuck. But the DC and Marvel books they're gonna have to, but not everyone reads digital. I hate reading digital comics if I can not to choose
Yeah, I
not
don't.
to.
I don't prefer that at all. I prefer to have a physical copy.
So that's rough, and not to make things even worse for Marvel.
Mm.
I asked you, Zach, did you watch this new Warriors trailer that I
I
posted on
didn't watch a
News?
trailer, but I read it. I read an article about the team. I know the basic premise, and it's fucking bad.
So you should watch the trailer at some point, just for giggles and laughs, because it's fucking
It's such a bad.
terrible.
I don't even know if I do. It's like even just reading it, it's so bad. And it's not
So
even the main ones that you think would be like the scorn, because obviously you have the fucking Snowflake and Safe Space, which are just like, ugh, cringe central. But then you've got fucking what is the one? It's like so, the cyber one. What the fuck is his name?
screen
It's like
time,
screen time. It's
screen
fucking
time.
awful. Yeah, gross.
Well,
The only cool
so
one is the vampire one. That's
right
it.
right now the video has 3.4 thousand likes and has 144,000 dislikes, including my
That's
own.
actually pretty great.
Because this is so out of touch.
Yeah. I don't understand what this is. What makes them think that like this is what people want to see?
What also kills me is the lack of knowledge about not even because I don't know anything about the new Warriors. I don't give a fuck about them. I never read that when I was a kid, so I don't care. But the idea that we're gonna put this book out and think that people are going to buy it when the first character you show me is an overweight person who says is gonna run into danger with a
Hmm.
magic backpack, and then you're gonna give me
Oh,
a my favorite thing is everyone keeps pulling this out. The writer keeps saying this character is a stereotypical jock, and then the character has like pink hair, like tights, like tight
yeah,
shorts. And everyone's like, "What are you talking about? Stereotypical jock." I
yeah.
think the writer even says in the video, "Oh well, back in the day, the book was too cool for me to read."
Back in the day.
like when the original run was happening.
Oh,
The
you
book
mean
was
when they fucking jump started Marvel's
the
Civil War?
the
That back
book
in
the
the
book
day?
the no, I think back in the 90s with like the
Mm.
original run. Like, oh, the book was too cool for me. How did this get approved?
You know
How
why?
did this get
Because
approved?
nobody at Marvel gives a fuck anymore.
Well,
That's
no,
why.
it's because these Marvel execs and the people who run Marvel writing aren't picking people based on idea or talent. They're picking them based on social Twitter and all this shit. And
I hate the world that we live in with all of this shit. I hate it. I hate that
how,
Twitter has as much power as it does.
like, if we're gonna, here's a comment in the YouTube video that makes me laugh really hard.
Yeah.
Because the character names in this new run are all supposed to be like digs at like internet trolls. You
Yeah.
know, so Screen Time, who gets his powers from an
He's a
internet
meme lord.
who gets his powers from internet gas? What the fuck that is?
Yeah.
There's Snowflake and Safe Space, and then one Twitter or one YouTube comment is
Oh my
this.
God. I finally
What?
got it. I just got the email that I don't have to scam this fucking company because they shipped my order.
Oh,
Thank God.
nice, nice.
Thank fucking God.
Um, there's a comment here from a guy on YouTube who said, because the names are all supposed to be like, digs at trolls.
Right, yeah,
The comment is this: can't wait for the N-word hero, a black person that doesn't see the N-word as derogatory and wears it as a badge of honor.
yeah.
And all the comments are just like thousands of likes for people just bashing this thing, man.
I mean, it's just bad. I mean, I don't understand because I mean, you think they would
Someone,
have learned their lesson after? I think it was like Squirrel Girl and like Female Thor, where it was just like people bashed the fucking stances that they were taking in this fucking comics with like all of this like new age like feminism bullshit and all the fucking like social justice warrior shit that they were sticking in their comic books, and everybody fucking hated it. And instead of being like, "Oh, people don't like this, we should stop doing it," their answer is to fucking like double down, which
some of
makes
the
no sense.
worst, some quote unquote, some of the worst garbage I ever seen, and I drive a garbage truck.
Dude, I tell you what, dude. When people don't like something, people get fucking creative on fucking YouTube comments. You get some good
gentlemen,
shit.
gentlemen, we no longer have a toilet paper shortage. Man, this is like literally like watching this trailer like a few days ago when it dropped, and watching the comic book YouTubers that I follow just rip it apart. Because it's
Oh yeah, how did
absolutely
variant
just
comments respond? Actually,
they're not gonna post anything about this.
oh, they're not.
No, but it's people like Eric July, who I watch, and people like your boy Zach on YouTube, who are
Mm.
anti PC comic book fans, but not even on a political level. But I guess inherently part of it is political. You're talking about with like Jane being Thor and stuff,
Mm.
but with stuff like Squirrel Girl and stuff like Miss Marvel, these books that
Yeah,
sell no books.
yeah.
These books sell like
The Captain
trash.
Marvel book that sells
You
like
know,
nothing.
you check like the Comic-Con numbers. These books sell like nothing. They don't sell any books. But Marvel keeps giving these books to these creators or these writers, if you want to call them that, whatever the fuck,
Mm.
for political agenda, not for to make money.
Yeah,
Like, when is Marvel going to understand that no matter how much you think that what you're doing is the right thing, you are a business. And if your
yeah,
audience is telling you, we don't want to read fucking a book about a bunch of pink-haired, magic backpack wearing people who
yeah.
are stupid, this video needs this is a direct feedback from your audience. These people buy the books every week. The
I
people on
mean,
Twitter,
if I'm gonna be honest with you, the one power that was kind of interesting to me was the backpack power. But that also feels like that's some shit that's like what is it? It's like some Harry Potter shit almost.
we're going to give you a cast of characters who would never be together.
Yeah,
And then we're going to just make them the most diverse group of characters for the sake of diversity.
yeah,
And then have it be so shallow and irrelevant where the writer clearly in the video did not read the books from the 90s or any time. So why would we give him a book? Why
hmm,
give a it's like giving a fucking it'd be like this. Here's the equivalent of this to a different level. If tomorrow I get a call from Quentin Tarantino And he's like,
Mm-hmm.
Jason, I want you to write my next movie.
Oh shit, dude.
It'd be like, Quentin, I appreciate the honor that you want me to write your next thing, but I have to tell you right now, I hate your movies. He'd be like,
Jason,
well,
this is Quentin Tarantino.
what movies do you not like about me? I'd be like, I like Reservoir Dogs. I like Pulp Fiction. Everything else, I think it's kind of boring. He'd be like,
I'm still on that Jack. I will say to the day that I die that I enjoy Jackie Brown. So.
or it would be like, my favorite director of all time calls me, David Fincher, and goes,
Mm.
Jason, look, I know I'm your favorite director of all time.
I know this.
I know this. I've heard your podcast.
I've heard the podcast. I've
But
heard you talk about Mindhunter.
I want you to write and direct or write my next movie, which is going to be Fight Club 2. We're not going to listen to the comic book that Chuck Palahniuk or whatever already made. I want you to write a whole new script for Fight Club.
Mm.
Even though
Mm.
I know you fucking hate Fight Club. So why would anyone do that? But Marvel's going to listen to nobody? The fans have given you direct feedback. 3.4 thousand likes, 144,000 dislikes. And it's not just a bunch of trolls. You have to remember, take into account that people who are all about this diversity shit, are they really buying books? Mm-hmm. Or is it the 50-year-old guy who's been buying books since the fucking 80s and 70s? It's probably that guy. Now, I was explaining this to like my girlfriend. I keep mentioning this, but she's not a comic book fan. She likes Marvel movies. She doesn't read comic books like I do. She'll go with me to the shop. I'll buy my books. I come home. That's it. And she talks to the owner. She look around, and it's cool, right? She'll point some books out. She's like, "Oh, that book looks cool." I go, "Okay, yeah." She'll ask me a question here and there. I'll answer what I can, right? So I was explaining to her the beauty and the magic and the effectiveness that was the death of Spider-Man and the birth of Miles Morales.
Oh, that was good.
I was explaining to her, like, now, first off, Bendis wanted to do a book about Spider-Man, so they made a whole new universe for him. So you don't have to worry about fucking 616 Peter. You got a whole different Peter.
Yeah.
And that book runs for like however many years, 10 years, whatever the fuck, 12 years, and people love it. It sells really well. People enjoy it. And then you kill him off in a very heroic, badass, effective way.
Yeah.
And then they give you a guy who's black and Dominican, I believe. And he's a black guy who can speak Spanish.
I think so,
You get 2 for 1. For diversity, it's the 2 for 1. But the art's great in the book, and then you build a character who is fucking good. He's a good character. You care about him because Ben's put the effort to make this character 3-dimensional. Even if clearly it was a diversity thing that he's trying to make Spider-Man have some more color to him.
Yeah.
But he did it to where he was doing his goal agenda, but made the story fucking good.
Yeah.
So if and the world loves Miles Morales. Now there was a backlash, a bunch of white fucking nerds being like, "Oh, Spider-Man's supposed to be white," but the majority of Spider-Man fans were like, "Yo, Miles Morales is great because guess what? He still sells books."
Yeah, he's still he's so popular that he was one of the only Ultimate characters that got their own book after that whole purge.
Right. So to act, and you know me, Zach. I'm very against forced diversity for no reason.
It's true.
I love Miles Morales because to me,
he's a great character.
The character was, I had powers already. I could have helped save Peter, but I was so afraid that he died. Now I have to take it up, and then I have to learn to be like Peter. That's a great fucking story. So eventually, when they do the crossover where Earth 616 Peter goes over to Ultimate Universe, and he's like 30 years old, and he meets Miles, and Miles is like 15, it becomes like a fucking becomes the moment that you want to get from Into the Spider-Verse. So it becomes really great, but to just make a book and then it's like, clearly don't even care about it. People will see that shit and say, fuck off, Marvel. I'm not giving you my money.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like a lot of the ideas that Marvel's been having have been like, I don't know, just shallow. And like that it seems like they're shallow and that they don't care about the people who are reading their books.
And
which
it's
is unfortunate.
Ignorant to the people who pay money to read your books.
Yeah.
Because it's not the people in California or New York City who are sustaining your business. It's not. No matter what you think it is, it's not.
No.
It's not the people who are out there, on Twitter talking about third wave, fourth wave feminism that are buying your books. It's not. It's the dad and the son, and then
Yeah.
the occasional daughter, who have been buying books for years.
Hmm.
That's your audience.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to introduce concepts and things, by all means do that. But don't think that you're going to just tell the reader that we're wrong. This
Yeah.
is this is how Trump won the elections. And you're not going to tell the middle of the country that they're wrong and stupid, and don't think it's going
Hmm.
to bite you in the ass.
Yeah.
Well, that's why your industry is dying,
Hmm.
because you're telling people, you know what? Yeah, we're going to make Thor a woman. No, that's fine if you make it a good story. The writer who wrote that story is a great writer. He's a great Thor writer, and it wasn't a terrible story. I just thought it was irrelevant.
Yeah.
But so to do that and think that people aren't gonna fucking say fuck you, look what happened. You try to make the black chick Iron Man. Guess who's Iron Man again? Fucking Iron Man.
Yeah. He's back.
Because people want to read Iron Man. People don't want to read someone else.
It'd take. I don't know. It's weird though, because it's like I don't know. They try to course correct this kind of stuff, but stuff still takes a couple of years. Because I mean, I think that Ironheart shit was when I was still in college. So that was like fucking 3 or 4 years ago when like fucking female Iron Man was going on. Because that was the same time as like that was when like Asian Hulk and like all that other kind of
Is
stuff
that all
like
that
showed
Marvel
up.
Now shit?
Yeah, and now it's like now they're finally 4 years later are finally like course correcting that kind of stuff. And they also brought Wolverine back, which actually made me want to like go to the store and pick up that comic because I do like the Wolverine comic and the character. Even though they brought him back like what was it? It was like a couple years ago because they had that shit where it was like Wolverine was back and they had that bit where it was like the prehistoric Avengers or some shit like that where it was like
Yeah.
all those people in like the Stone Age, where you had like Stone Age Doctor Strange and Stone Age Black Panther and all that kind of shit. And then nothing came out of that, which was kind of lame because I actually like that concept of like a prehistoric Avengers. I don't know.
Well,
So
it's the same thing that DC is doing with the new 5G shit. It's just not.
yeah,
You do 52. We talked before about this. 52. Your year one shit, all this rebirth, and then you get people happy with your product again.
yeah,
And then you're gonna say no because the corporate overlords or whatever, which I understand is business, but
yeah,
and to think that people are gonna buy Batman who's not Batman, it's just not gonna happen. It's idiocy to think that people are gonna do that.
yeah.
Because I dropped most of my DC books and I
Hmm.
dropped most of my Marvel books. I read only FF, and then I read fucking Flash and Batman. Not
Yeah.
even read Batman anymore. It's not even on my list anymore.
Damn.
So like, I read a bunch of independent books.
Yeah.
Like I think I told last week, TMNT, Transformers, GI Joe,
Yeah.
Real American Hero.
Well, it's like I mean it's the same thing with me where it's like I go to comic book shops if when I go because I don't even go that consistently anymore. But it's like when I go, I don't even look at the DC and Marvel shit. I'm just looking at like I'm looking at Image, I'm looking at Dark Horse, I'm looking at all the other stuff because I mean for me, those are the stuff where it's like those are where the more interesting stories are. It's where the more interesting
Oh yeah.
characters are, and it's like I don't know. I don't even bother with like the DC. I'm just over the whole superhero stuff, so I don't even bother with that kind of shit anymore.
Well, I bought I bought books last night on the internet. I
Yeah.
bought a bunch of Jack Kirby stuff. I bought
Hmm.
his initial runs on New Gods, Mr. Miracle, and Jimmy Olsen. So pretty much his Fourth World stuff I bought because I wanted to read it again and I wanted to have
Hmm.
a hard copy of it. So I bought those, and then I
Hmm.
bought the first two volumes of Jeff Johns' oh, not Aquaman. What was it? Jeff Johns' not Green Lanterns. I have all those already.
The Flash.
No, I have those two. Let me pull it up real quick.
Um.
It was the JSA by Jeff Johns. I
Oh.
never read them. I was too young when those came out. I think that was like probably early 2000s. I feel like or mid 2000s. I wasn't reading
Mhm.
comics then. So this is his JSA run. I think this is where he introduces Stargirl, I believe, or somewhere near that. So I was like, yo,
Somewhere.
I love Jeff Johns. He's not really writing much anymore. He only writes Shazam really. And I'm
Hmm.
not a huge Shazam fan. And I like the character, but I don't love the character.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, buy these. I'm buying books from fucking 17 years ago. Because the current level of Marvel and DC books, I just don't. They're not quality, and we're
Yeah.
getting movies based on stuff that we from 20 years ago, or concepts from 20 years ago, which is why they're good. Because fucking 20 years ago, you
Yeah.
had a writer and an artist who were like pushing the fucking boundary or doing
Well, now
something
you've got
creative.
Marvel heading towards not 20 years ago, and now you've got them heading towards the new shit, specifically with fucking Jane as Thor, which I'm
Yeah.
not happy about.
Um, which
But
I don't
I don't
understand. I don't understand because there was no setup there. You would
know.
assume that the Thor would be
She wasn't even in
Valkyrie.
the last fucking movie.
You would assume that Valkyrie would be Thor because she's the new
Yeah.
queen of Asgard,
Yeah,
whatever, New Asgard.
she's the ruler of Asgard. The ruler of Asgard it should be Thor. It
Also,
doesn't make any sense why Jane is
there was
Thor.
no act in Endgame or Infinity War that made Thor unworthy.
There wasn't even anything in the third. There was nothing in any of this stuff that like I don't know. He just considered himself unworthy, I guess. I don't
Well,
know.
no, he just didn't want to be king. It wasn't him. Is what he was saying. It's not me. I have to be myself. So I'm
Yeah.
not meant to be king. But I mean,
I mean, when he
ultimately,
did become king, basically everybody that he fucking knew died. So
like the whole
I,
point. I haven't read the run of Jane being Thor in a while, and I didn't finish the run. I believe the concept was Thor can't carry Mjolnir anymore,
yeah, something happened that made him unworthy.
but
Yeah,
he could still do that in
but
Avengers.
he couldn't carry Mjolnir, but he had. I mean, he had the end game. He had the fucking axe.
No, he didn't have it at the beginning. He was just walking around trying to find shit, like trying to find axes.
Oh,
So like,
I thought he just had the axe.
no, he didn't
Oh.
have it yet. So if he can carry both weapons in the MCU, like what's the fucking point? Like you're still worthy.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know. We'll move on to the next thing.
yeah. I don't
What do you want? Dude, let's hit fucking Rosario Dawson.
know. Yeah. Okay.
Let's hit
Okay.
this.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
Mandalorian season 2 has cast Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka Tano. Now I don't know if you even have any sort of care for Ahsoka Tano.
I mean, I watched. I mean, I didn't watch it consistently, but like, I know who Ahsoka Tano is. I enjoyed her character. I haven't seen her full character arc, and I mean, because I didn't finish Clone Wars and I haven't watched Rebels, but I know that she's like, I know she's older in Rebels. I know that eventually she gets like two lightsabers
Yeah.
things. I don't know. I didn't get to that point in Clone Wars. I basically watched Clone Wars for like I think the first 2 or 3 seasons. Um, but I don't know. I mean, I liked Ahsoka as a character. I thought she was an interesting character. I liked the fact that like Anakin had an apprentice because that was the side of him that like we never really saw or is touched on at all. So I like that bit. But
I think that it's a pretty good casting. I don't have a problem with Rosario Dawson, her work.
yeah,
I thought she was a good addition to the Marvel Netflix universe.
what little they showed of her, yeah, with
Because
the
that was
nightmares.
that was Rosario Dawson, wasn't it?
Yeah, she's the night
Yeah,
nurse because they mostly had her just in. I think they just had her in Luke Cage and Daredevil. I think for the most.
yeah, I believe so.
But yeah,
I liked her, and she's a good actress in general.
yeah.
Isn't she's married? She's married to Ryan Gosling.
Is she
Or
Gosling?
is that someone else I'm thinking of? Who's she married to? Channing Tatum. Who's she married to?
Hold on, Rosario Dawson.
I feel like she's married to some other person that I like.
She's married to. Does not instantly show up. That's weird. Let's see. Oh, she's married to Cory Booker. That's right.
Oh, who is Ryan Gosling married to? Eva Mendes?
I think he's married to Eva Mendes. Yeah.
Okay, that's who I'm thinking of then.
Yeah. He's
Okay,
definitely married to Eva
that's
Mendes.
who I'm thinking of then. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the casting's fine. I'm happy with it. It's not
Yeah, I'm
necessarily.
fine with it.
I also didn't finish season 1, so I don't care.
You still didn't finish season 1 yet?
No, because I'm on Star Wars don't care mode. I'm on full
Yeah.
100% Star Wars don't care mode. I'm absolutely.
That's true.
Don't,
You didn't watch it before you watched Rise of Skywalker. So
I mean, I watched the first 5 episodes we talked about in the podcast. I mean,
yeah.
I just or the first 3 or 4 episodes. I just didn't care to finish it. I thought it was fine. I don't care to continue because it's not necessarily what I care about in Star Wars. I want to watch some Jedi stuff, and they haven't given me any Jedi stuff. I mean, I know
They're about to, dude. This fucking High Republic's coming back with a fucking vengeance with this Jedi shit.
look this High Republic shit. I'll tell this now, man. Don't
Did
give
we really talk about this? I feel like we kind of touched on it when it was announced, but I don't know if we actually like legit
we,
talked
no,
about it.
we haven't talked about it at all, really.
Oh,
Because I have some thoughts on this.
I mean, I have thoughts too, but let's. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are this: Lucasfilm was doing the same thing Well, Disney's doing the same thing that they're doing with Marvel, which is you have a 100% guaranteed money maker in the Old Republic,
Yeah.
and you're not gonna do it.
Knights of the Old Republic, dude. People still want that shit.
And like
That was fucking Wooly was talking about that shit, I think. Cause he's playing through KOTOR right now. Or KOTOR 2, whatever one. But it's like they brought up the same shit where it's like people would fucking empty their wallets for fucking the Old Republic.
you give
Like
me
literally like empty their bank accounts for anything Old Republic. And they're gonna instead come up with new shit.
you're gonna if you give me like fucking anything with Revan,
Yeah.
I'm down. You give me shit with fucking like what's her name, Shan or whatever.
I don't know. I actually have never played the Old Republic games, so I have no idea about any of that shit.
You give me like you give me fucking the lady who's in the trailers out in the blur
Because those were
trailers.
Xbox games, and I've never had an Xbox, so.
Yeah, Shan. Yeah, this person I'm talking about. You give me you have these characters and the idea behind it that's really rad. I mean, look the High Republic stuff. I'm interested in. Not necessarily saying it's bad. I'm interested in it because
I mean, it's got my attention. I like the fact that it's not Sith. I like the fact of like space Vikings. That sounds kind of rad.
well the fact that it's right before Episode 1.
Yeah,
It's the
it's
time
like the
period
height of Jedi power.
the time
Yeah.
period where they're full space cop mode.
Yeah.
So that part I enjoy because it's gonna be Jedi's doing Jedi stuff with other Jedi's about doing Jedi shit. I'm okay with that because I love Jedi's.
Yeah.
So as long as they're not giving me a bunch of like POC diversity forced
Oh, you didn't watch the Variant Comics video then. They showed
I watched part of it.
Okay, well they talked about the board and like one of the bigger things on the
Oh
board
yeah,
was
diversity. Yeah.
diversity. And I was
But
like,
see,
oh,
now here's the problem. Here's my biggest problem with diversity in Star Wars being forced. You can make aliens,
yeah,
so just make them fucking aliens.
yeah.
Now,
I don't know why they have
if
to
you
be like
start
black people.
giving me
Uh-huh.
like a bunch of Chinese dudes, that's stupid. It's
Yeah.
fucking Star Wars. Give me one Chinese girl, or no, an Asian looking person, and then
Yeah.
give me a bunch of fucking aliens. I'm fine with that because it's
Yeah.
fucking Star Wars.
I want aliens for sure.
But even then, it shows you that like that they have this new board to help direct the High Republic across. They've already had a story group for years.
Yeah.
Pablo Hidalgo, I'm pretty sure is his name, was the master of the holocron or whatever. Was it the storyboard group guy?
Mm-hmm.
And that didn't matter because clearly a story group didn't help fucking Rise of Skywalker. Because they're having they're having the retcon.
A story group did not help that trilogy. Clearly,
They're having the retcon their own writing in the fucking novel.
yeah.
Oh, now we're gonna confirm he's a clone. Now we're gonna confirm this shit in the books.
Then they're gonna didn't I saw some shit where it was like they confirmed that the kiss between Kylo and Rey
wasn't romantic.
wasn't romantic. It was a kiss of gratitude. I was like, yeah, no, because I always kiss
On the
people who
mouth.
I'm very thankful to.
Come on. But again, I saw that announcement. I was like, okay, this could be what gets me back into reading Star Wars novels. Because since they did the Legends shit,
Yeah.
I haven't given a fuck. But I still don't care because I know where it's going.
Yeah.
Unless they start doing books of after Rise of Skywalker where Rey sets up a new Jedi Council and all this kind of shit. Like, they can fix the character in the novels and the expanded, and I'd be happy.
Yeah.
I'd be happy. But they have to do that. Because based on the movies, all those characters are trash.
Yeah. They're awful.
There's no redeeming quality about any of them except for Finn. Like we said before. Only redeeming quality of all the characters.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I feel. I'm not sure how you feel about it.
I mean, I don't know. I'm excited. I was mildly excited for it just because I think the concept is interesting. I like the space cop thing. I like that unlike most people, I actually don't have a connection to the Old Republic at all. So for me, it didn't really bother me that they're not doing the Old Republic. I'm fine with them doing something else. The concept seemed interesting, and I like the fact. I mean, for me, if they're not going to do Sith, I like that they're introducing a new villain group, so it's not just like Jedis versus Sith the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
I like the fact that they're introducing basically space pirates, which sounds rad as fuck. And I like the way that those guys look. They're very much like Mad Max villain type of thing. It's very post-apocalyptic looking, which looks super rad. So So for me, I'm tentatively excited, but I've also never been a big guy for reading Star Wars in general. I mean, the time that I almost got into it was basically when Legends became a thing, and so I was like, oh, so I have no reason to read this anymore because none of it matters. So, um, so I'd be interested to see if like I don't know. I feel like it's just the I just feel like the book's got to be really really good, and I don't know if it will be at this point because if the book's not going to be good, nobody's going to give a fuck because nobody's going to stick around. If the first book's bad, nobody's going to stick around for like the
Oh
second or
yeah.
third book.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know.
And
We'll have to see with the first book.
they've been making a mistake by not having any Jedi stuff.
Yeah,
They've really not. They've had a couple books with Jedi's in them,
yeah.
but the Luke Skywalker book was trash.
Well, I remember the first thing that was like their tie into the Force Awakens back in like 2015 or whatever. That series was like had nothing to do with Jedi's at all. It was like some weird like Imperial officer or Rebel officer or some shit like that. It
The
was
only
like,
thing that's keeping Star Wars alive right now is that they just renumbered the comic books.
mm,
They did the first like 75 issues or whatever was post New Hope.
yeah,
Cloud City happens. Now they're back at issue like 4 doing stuff between Empire and Return.
okay,
That's where they're at now. So I assume when they get up to Return, they'll renumber again.
yeah,
That's the only thing keeping them alive is more Luke Skywalker adventures
right.
because no one gives a shit about the other
Nobody cares
people.
about Ray or anybody else. Yeah,
People want to see Luke and Han and Leia because they didn't get to have any Luke, Han, and Leia in the new trilogy, and look how
yeah,
well that worked out for everybody.
yeah,
So it's a poor fucking.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't
Did you watch any Resident Evil 3 demo footage?
know. I haven't watched any of the footage. I mean, I've watched the trailers leading up to it, but I haven't watched anybody play the demo yet. I know Max played it and I know Pat played it, but I haven't watched either of their playthroughs of it yet. But I don't know. I just like it's weird because I'm just not a big Resident Evil guy, so I have like no interest in this world. I know they're good games, and I know people enjoy them quite a bit, and I know that people have really been enjoying the remakes of these classic Resident Evil games. But it's just like I don't know. I have no connection to it, and I don't like playing horror games in general.
Yeah.
So I'm extra like not into playing anything like this. But I mean, it looks good. Leon looks like a rad character. Joe looks awesome. Um, and I mean, the only connection I have to Nemesis is the god awful Resident Evil movies, and then you got Marvel vs. Capcom 3. That's all I got. That's Nemesis to me is Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
I'm not gonna. I didn't play 2, and I'm not gonna play this one. I'm gonna watch it
Yeah,
be played for sure. But just
I've watched clips. Yeah,
checking the game out
from
just from watching the demo being played on YouTube, like it looks great. It looks fun.
yeah.
It looks fucking terrifying because fucking
It looks
Nemesis
fucking
looks rough.
terrifying. Well, it was
Nemesis
like the
looks
thing
rough.
that made me extra like nope, not want to play it was the shit where it was like it was an article that I think came out like a week or two ago where they're like the biggest change is that Nemesis can invade your safe house. Like, nope,
Yeah.
I'm not safe from this character at all. Fuck that. I'm not playing this game. I have no reprieve from this. I'm already fucking anxiety riddled
It
enough
was also
playing
like
these
the
fucking
watching
games.
like
Now I have no save point.
watching 2 remake like uh Mr. X like just walked slowly towards you. Like I was watching the gameplay of this and like
Nemesis fucking
he
runs
runs
at you.
at you, dude. Like he just like throws you around. Like yeah, okay, no, I'm not
He
playing this.
fucking runs at you and he has some weird vine shit, so it's like you can't even fucking run away from him that easily. It's
Yeah,
like, no, fuck that shit.
I'm not playing it. I mean, I'll watch it be
No.
played all day, but I'm not gonna play it myself.
Yeah. I'm not I'll
I'm too
watch
much of a
other people
pussy.
play it, but I'm not gonna play the game myself. I don't
Um,
have fun playing games like that.
yeah, I
So
get too stressed out.
yeah.
Let's talk about the movie theaters.
Yeah.
You
This
hit
is
you hit it, and I'll hit the next part.
yeah. I mean the biggest thing is that I mean movie theaters have basically said at this point, the Movie Theater Association, which is like the conglomeration of like new movie theater business as a whole, of basically like, hey, if we don't get help, we're fucking done. They basically have like admitted that they need a bailout, and I mean they do because I mean this is an unprecedented situation that we find ourselves in. Movie theaters basically have to shut down because you can't. Nobody wants to go to movie theaters because they're enclosed spaces where a bunch of people depending on what the movie is. A bunch of people are going to be at, and that's, an easy spread of the coronavirus. So nobody's going to movie theaters. I mean, it's at the point where movie companies are just releasing their movies straight to digital instead of even like worrying about like trying to put them in theaters. I mean, Bloodshot was put on demand a week after it premiered. Everything that Universal had, like The Hunt and The Invisible Man and all that shit, is already on demand streaming, and so it's like, yeah, I don't know. Movie theaters are in a tough spot, dude, and it makes me sad because I like going to theaters. I like seeing movies on the big screen. There's something about the quality of that you just can't get on like. I don't care how good your setup is at home; it cannot compare to being in a movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Absolutely.
and it makes me super sad because Nolan's movie's coming out, and I was so excited to see that shit in IMAX, and now I don't even know if movie theaters are going to be there for the IMAX theaters.
And Nolan, like I said, he wrote an article, like a plea for help,
Yeah,
kind of, in the Washington Post, and I on a political level, I mean, which I'm not gonna get too much into. Bailouts I don't like,
yeah,
um, but at the same time, I'm also literally a guy with the school for film. So the
yeah,
movie theater experience is infinitely important to me. It's something that is never
yeah,
replicated, can never be replicated. It's the only time where that experience happens. Now,
yeah.
the Christopher Nolan's article or post was very nice. It was sweet. It was a good call to arms for
Hmm.
stuff and pull on the heartstrings of people, being about saying how we go to the theater not just for the movie, but to be around people.
Yeah,
And I would say 98% of the time, that's not true for me.
yeah. No, that's
I
not
would
true.
say for stuff like Star Wars and Marvel movies, yes, that's the
Yeah,
experience. You're not just getting from the movie; you're getting everyone around you. Um, but the experience of going to a theater and getting some popcorn and getting a drink or some candy and sitting there and watching on a screen with really great audio,
yeah.
that cannot be replicated. Never can be. Never
No,
will be. Even a drive-in is from I've never been to one, but I
it's a
cannot
it's a different
different
experience. It's just not
experience.
it's not the same.
So I'll be interested to see movie theater between the movie theaters, GameStop, and comic book shops. It's
Pop culture is being hit hard, dude.
yeah, it is. I would rather not have to worry about or focus all my attention on my computer screen or TV screen. Now, for the convenience
Yeah,
factor, it's great, but the experience is gone if I can't see, you know, a Nolan movie in the theater. Because
yeah. I mean, it's just
one the way he films it, he's so stickler for film. The way
yeah,
he audio engineers stuff, the way he is the only superstar filmmaker in the modern era who like him and like I guess Tarantino are the only guys who really like put that much thought into
yeah.
quality. I mean, obviously every director cares about their stuff, but these are the two guys who really push hard for
These are the guys who
movie
push for
theaters,
like their
quality
theater releases.
of film, type of stuff. Those are the guys who really are nerds about that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
you can't. I'm not gonna watch Tenet until I can see it in a
Until I
theater.
can watch it in IMAX,
That's
dude.
really yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, I mean it's a rough time that we're living in, and yeah, I mean, not to touch on the politics too much, but I mean it's like I'm not a fan of bailouts either, but I feel like this is one of those times where it's like extenuating circumstances. I mean, it's not like these movie theaters did anything wrong. This is something that's like outside of their control, and I think this is one of those times where it's like bailouts might just be the answer because I just well, not bailouts, but maybe you could. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've been listening to Ben a lot. He's been putting out one solution that I kind of agree with, which is just like you give banks the ability to give out loans, and then the banks will be able to loan money to businesses like movie theaters or stuff like that, and then those those businesses can pay back the banks. And I think that maybe that's probably the best solution for this type of thing. I don't know. I don't know. This is new ground we're treading. We've
Yep.
never been in an experience like this as a world before. So I don't know. I really don't know what the best foot forward is, but I don't know. We've
Yeah.
got to do something for these businesses.
Um, we got a couple more things, and then we can kind of
Yeah.
wrap up honestly because we're almost at 2 hours.
Yeah, we're pretty close.
Um, we got the PS5 tech stuff was released. I tried.
I listened to
Dude,
that,
I
and
tried
I don't know
watching.
what the fuck I
I have
listened
no clue
to.
what the fuck's going on, dude.
All I know is that I listened to Max talk about it too, and the only thing I got from him is that
It loads faster. That's all I got.
I was watching it. I was like, okay, so it's gonna look better, sound better, and then move faster. Okay, gotcha. Like,
That's like the same thing they say every fucking time a
okay,
new
gotcha.
console's released. It's like it's gonna look better, it's gonna sound better, it'll load
Like
faster.
I'm
And
trying
it's
to
like,
understand.
all
Like
right,
besides people, like I don't know, like what fucking hardware geek is like watching those conferences and being like,
I
yeah,
don't know.
like doesn't the
I mean,
consumer?
Max was watching it and it was like he understood it from the concept of like, I guess from making videos, you kind of get it, but it's like, I don't know. I mean, it's for me, it's just like,
But for your everyday
I don't
audience,
get
the,
any
the,
of it.
the majority of your market just wants you to say the game's gonna look better. Like
Yeah.
the majority of
Well,
the
it's like
market,
it's like it was like the joke that I saw around of like the FIFA. Well, it's like the if you look at the video, like the like to dislike ratio is like huge, because like normal consumers are like, what the fuck are you even talking
yeah,
about right
they
now?
here normal consumer, the people that are gonna pay money for your system and keep your
Yeah,
business afloat, just want you to have the same game on two different hardwares back to next to each other. Like show
yeah.
me like Last of
Show
Us
me
Part
Bloodborne
Two.
on PS4 and then
Uh,
Bloodborne on PS5.
right, exactly. That's what they want to see. They want to see, or you show me like a water sim. Right? Okay,
Yeah,
this water looks real good, or
that was the other
whatever.
thing was that yeah, normally I feel like they have like tech demos that come with these like kind of games where it's like I don't know, you have like just like short like 5 to 10 minute just like you know showing what the hardware is capable of, and they had nothing like that. It was literally
Yeah,
just like the guy talking, which is like
exactly.
I don't know, seems very
There's
counterintuitive.
a bunch of specs that I was just like, my eyes were glossing over. I'm like, dude, I don't know what the
Yeah.
fuck's going
And I
on,
don't
man.
get it. I know. I mean, it's. I've listened to like Max and Wooly and them talk about it. It's like, okay, I guess the SSD is like important, but I don't. I guess I don't know what the importance is. And then you have like, oh, there's you can add more SSDs, and I was like, okay,
Yeah,
that's great. I don't know what the fuck that means, but apparently it's rad. So
I mean,
whatever.
boot up's faster, I guess. Disc game boot up would be faster because
Yeah.
it's not like an external. I don't know.
Apparently with the SSD, game sizes will be smaller, so that'll be cool, I guess. So you can fit a few more games, but it's also like the SSD size is smaller, so I don't know.
Right. I don't know. Well, Zach, I vote we wrap it up now. We're at an hour and 46,
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to talk about.
and
So,
our topic is great. I want to give our topic enough time to talk about it.
yeah, that's true.
And I think an hour 46. I don't want to push it any longer than that.
Yeah, that's true.
So I say we call it.
Yeah,
We'll do our topic next week since we haven't said
yeah.
anything what it is yet. I think it's a good topic too.
I'm excited for it.
I got a couple stories I want to tell, so I want to make sure I have
I
enough.
got some good stuff.
I'll make sure I have ample time to really like we can talk about our topic next week. It's theme parks,
Yeah, theme
essentially.
parks, theme park memories.
Theme park memories, theme park stories. So I wanted to have enough time to really kind of
Yeah,
be like to like tell these stories and talk about it and actually have a fun time. Because
yeah,
since we're two different types of theme park people.
yeah. That's true.
Because you're a
I'm
theme
a big
park,
coaster
you're
guy.
a coaster guy,
Yeah.
and I think you're an idiot. Um, so I think that's just what it is, and I think coaster people are pretty much communists, so that's fine. But that's the difference. So we'll bring that up next week, I guess. So Zach, anything else
I
you
think
wanted to
you mean to
mention?
say that coasters are the frontiersmen of the theme park world. I
I
think is
mean, I
what you
think
mean. But I'll forgive you for
here's
what
the
you're saying.
here's the problem with coaster people, and I'll say this now as an addendum and as a prequel for next week. Coaster people always want people who don't ride coasters to ride coasters, and
See, but I'm the better person. I
coaster
don't care if you don't want to ride
co-
the coaster with me.
coaster people think that non-coaster people think that we're missing something. Oh, you're not
I mean,
getting
you
the
are missing
we're not
something.
getting
You're missing the
we're
coaster.
not getting the full experience, right? But us non-coaster people look at coaster people and go, one, y'all too pushy. Two, y'all need to fuck off because guess what? No one wants to ride your Vladimir Putin fucking coaster ride. So
Okay, well, I guess I mean we'll have to put this argument on hold and agree to disagree for now. But I mean, I'm sure next week we'll come up with a clearer winner, which will be me, obviously, because coasters.
okay, yeah, right, yeah, exactly.
But I
So
mean, it's fine. I mean, you can be wrong. I'll let you be wrong, but just know you're wrong.
well, all right, guys, we'll see you back next week.
See you guys.